So the other day, Xbox finally announced their next showcase, and by the way, just sorry that we didn't talk about this yesterday. I was way too busy yesterday and didn't have time to make a video, but we are going to get into it in a short video today. So on Sunday the 8th of June, we are getting the next big Xbox showcase. This is happening at 10 AM Pacific time, 1 PM Eastern, and that is 6 PM for my mates in the UK. This showcase will be digital only, which sadly does seem to be becoming the norm with a lot of these showcases, but whatever. And we're going to have a look at what's next in store for Xbox, obviously. But sadly, that is literally all the information we got. Of course, after the showcase, we're going to be getting an inside look into The Outer Worlds 2, which we'll be getting into in a few minutes. But first I want to talk about what we could see next at this showcase. Look, the first thing that's going to come into a lot of people's minds is GTA 6, and just get that out of your system now, because we're not going to see GTA 6 here. But what is actually likely? Well, look, for the last 2 years now, every single showcase I bring up two games: Arcane's Blade, which we're seeing in the footage now, and Clockwork Revolution. These two games are the two that I am very excited for, probably the most excited for coming from Microsoft/Xbox that isn't a Fallout or an Elder Scrolls game. But sadly, they fall into the classic announced way too fucking soon category. Both of these games were announced years ago at this point, and frankly, I'm fed up with waiting. Look, I say it all the time, if it's going to be more than a year, then don't announce your game. Not to be overly negative, I still cannot wait to play these games, but an update would be nice. So yeah, I desperately want to see both Blade and Clockwork Revolution at this goddamn showcase. Now look, another one that people have been pretty much non-stop talking about lately is the Oblivion remake. Oh, I know, you're all sick to death of hearing me talk about it, so I'll make this quick. Obviously, the rumor remains that it will shadow drop this month. Now, I'm not exactly sure how much I do believe that, but basically, if it doesn't drop this month, there is a good solid chance that we see it here, so it's worth mentioning, however briefly. Sadly, I think that this will be yet another year of no Fallout 3 remake. Be right back while I sit in a corner and cry. But okay, going into The Outer Worlds 2, because that's obviously the big thing here. Look, from a business point of view, you want numbers, right? The higher number of people watching the showcase, the better. And honestly, I don't know if it was a smart decision to have The Outer Worlds be your big promotion here. The Outer Worlds was an okay game, it wasn't terrible, but it was pretty lackluster, at least to me, and that seems to be the general reception. You can pretty much 100% the entire game in just over a day, and that's never a good thing for a quote-unquote big AAA game. And of course, Obsidian just put out Avowed, and that has some pretty mixed reviews as well. Of course, it isn't that people hate it and people think it's bad, and that's me included. It's just pretty lackluster. I quite enjoyed my time with Avowed, but again, it always just keeps coming back down to that one word, right? Lackluster. And I don't know if anybody who wasn't already going to tune in for this showcase anyway is seeing this announcement and thinking, damn, Outer Worlds 2 will be there, now I have to watch it, right? So I don't know, but from a business point of view, I just don't really think that this was a great decision. But nonetheless, I am weirdly excited for The Outer Worlds 2. The trailers that they've been showing and the gameplay have really worked for me. It looks like a really fun time, but my problem is I just remember how let down I was by the original Outer Worlds, and how, again, just mediocre I found Avowed and the original Outer Worlds, that my hopes are not all that high. But what they have shown off, I'm okay, you're starting to interest me. So we know that we're going to be seeing new games and some new footage of games that have already been announced, and obviously, like I just said, some new games that haven't been announced yet. We just don't know what yet, unfortunately, outside of The Outer Worlds 2. So, super short video today because there's literally nothing else to talk about. But get subscribed if you do want to stay up to date on all of these games mentioned in this video and the Xbox showcase itself. And of course, drop the video with a like if you would be so kind. Lastly, as always, a huge, massive thank you to all of our channel members for their continued support. It means the absolute world, guys. But with that said, I hope to see you all next time. Peace.